Hi everyone, today is all about decals. And when I say decals, I don't mean pre-printed decals, I mean plain coloured decal paper. We're going to make a platter and we're going to put a design on that I found on the internet, but we're going to hand cut it all. We're not going to use a Cricut machine. Welcome to Rocket Rose Art. My name is Jeff. As I said, today is about decals. So the idea of the video today is to show you that plain coloured decal paper that you can get is very versatile, and you don't need anything fancy to cut it up. You can just use scissors or sharp knives, whatever you've got available. So that's the main purpose today. The design is something that I found on the internet. It's a free image that I sourced, so I can't take credit for that. But I think it's nice, and it's going to make a really nice platter. Now, I hope I'll cover everything, but if there are any questions, don't forget to ask them in the comment section, and I will answer as best I can. And if you like the video at the end, please hit that like button and think about subscribing and turn on the notifications. So let's now get into making this decal platter. Okay, materials and equipment. First thing, all glass I use is Bullseye 90. I fuse on thin fire paper, and I'll be slumping in a mould that's sprayed with boron nitride. Please pay attention to your safety. Always wear goggles when you're cutting glass and when you're cleaning up anything like powder or thin fire and that after it's been fired. Make sure you wear a mask. Now the goal here today is to make this, which is going to be made out of decal paper. I'm going to cut the pieces out of decal paper just using scissors. I'm not going to be using a Cricut machine today. And I'll just give you a little bit more information about how I'm going to do that. And when that's fused up, it's going to be slumped into this mould. That'll give us a nice flat platter. Now just a little bit about the decal paper. This is a test I've done here, and you can see that the black comes out nice and black. And this is the red I'll be using, and that's for the lips. It's a little orangey, but it's the best red I've got. So hopefully it'll look good. Now the glass we'll be using today is just opaque white 0013 and some clear, both 3mm. Opaque white because it'll give us a much crisper image on the top. As far as equipment, basically you'll need a pair of these, a nice pair of these that cut well to cut out your decals. Other than that, you'll just need a mould to slump the final piece into. Size is 160 across by 250, that's millimeters. And the image I sourced online and basically just resized to suit my needs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my glass, the opaque white and the clear, get that in the kiln today, fuse that up so that tomorrow I can attach the decals. Now, as far as cutting out the decal paper, what I've done, now that's the orientation that I want it to be on the piece. So I have flipped the image and printed that out. I'm going to cut all that out with the scissors. And then I'm going to stick it onto the back of this with sticky tape. Then I'll cut the decal paper out with the scissors. So I've cut up all the templates now and positioned them roughly where I want them on the decal paper. I'll stick them onto that before I start actually cutting the decal paper. This is the black, by the way, that's the red, which is pretty obvious, I suppose. Now, if you can hear a noise in the background, fortunately, they're doing some work next door. I'll try and keep that in focus for you. It's really just go ahead and cut it out. If you're wondering how I'm going to cut that middle bit out, I'm going to do that with a blade a little bit later. Where do I start? So I'll continue on doing this and I'll come back when I've done it all. Okay, I've finished cutting all the decals up. It does take a little bit of time to cut them all up by hand, which is why I like to do it on the Cricut machine if I can. Makes the whole thing a lot easier. In here, these are all the little bits of decal paper left over. Make sure you keep all of that because you never know when you come up with some design that you can use it in. So now I'll just get all these decals onto the base piece and we'll get it in the kiln and do a decal fuse. Right, we've got some water over here, that's lukewarm water. Got my spatula, I think that's what you call it, tweezers, some little sponge if I need it, a cloth over here, and now we're going to put all these decals on. I've also made some little reference marks over here so I know the measurements in, just to give me a bit of a guide, but other than that it is going to be done by eye. So I'll get these decals all on. I won't talk while I'm doing it because I'm probably going to speed it up a little bit in the video. Okay, that's all done. I'll leave this overnight now to dry properly, and then tomorrow I'll put it in the kiln and do a decal fuse. Well, the decal fuse is all done. We've got a nice shine on the finished piece. Nothing's gone terribly wrong. So now I'll just get the mould prepared and we'll get it in the kiln for the final slump. I hope you can see that decal paper is very versatile. I know I use that a lot, but it is. You can do a lot with it. Comes in a variety of colours, and it's inexpensive. It really doesn't cost much. In fact, a lot of the decals that I've seen cost more than a sheet of this decal paper. And you can just mix and match it and do all sorts of wonderful things. Sense, you can source a lot of images online. There'll be a credit to the artist that created this image down in the description, so it'll give you some idea where you can go. Well, that's about it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that and it's inspired you to give decal paper a go. Don't forget, a couple of suggested videos up there somewhere, the subscribe button right there. And until the next time, I'll say bye for now.